Hey everybody, it is Miss Shaw, and today I am going to be making something that I like. It's called pasta salad. Now, how we are going to make it is it's real easy, and there are, as in many other recipes, there's a variety of ways of making it, variety of ways of doing it. First thing you need is the pasta. Now, this type of pasta for pasta salad needs rotini. If you want to make it for like a party, you just need one box. Okay, and this is whole grain. A lot of people have it. I found that when I was cleaning up. Okay, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Oh, it tickled in my nose. Okay, so I'm going to do rotini. Okay, I'm going to use the rest of this box. I have about a fourth of it because it's only for me, and then I'm going to bring some over to my mom when I see her later. What I'm going to start with, and I did a lot of prep work before I started this, is I filled this pot up with some water, okay? Because I know I'm not going to use all of the pasta. I know that my pan can be a little smaller. If I was using the whole box, I would bring out my bigger pot for that, okay? I'm going to turn it on to high so that it starts boiling. And usually I use oil when I'm doing this, but today I think a lot of people like salt, so I'm going to use some salt. Just shake a little bit in. Somebody that I work with, she puts a lot of salt in. Okay, because I know I'm going to do my pasta salad, I can now. Made sure it was on. I see my light. Bring this in. I'm going to now start doing a lot of prep work, okay? So I have my bowl and I have my spoon, and yes, it is Mickey. I'm going to move this out of the way. This is for when I want hot chocolate or maybe some raspberry tea. Okay. So in pasta salad, excuse me, I'm going to be like, might be close, so I'm going to use sharp cheese. My mother loves sharp cheese. If you don't have sharp cheese, it's okay. Use the cheese you like or the cheese you have in your house. Get a sharp knife and stuff. I'm going to open this. If you have leftover mozzarella balls or you like this in it, it's okay. Use it. Okay? I'm going to be using that for something else, for another video. I'll be probably doing, I don't know if I'm going to do it today or another time. But today, right now, this is for pasta salad. So, I have my teeny tiny scissors. So the ones I could find. Some people use a knife. I was like, better use this. If you have cheese that's a little bit older, just make sure it doesn't have any green on it. That's the one thing I say. If it has white, that's not mold. That's something else. It's still okay for you to eat. So don't get freaked out. But I don't like it. So what I do is I just kind of take it right off. I just do a little bit. Okay? Okay, so cheese usually is okay if it's in the refrigerator. Okay, as I said, this is okay if you to eat, but I just don't like it personally. Okay, if it's green mold, yeah, that you gotta take off. So all I'm really doing is kind of like just slicing it down, just taking those stuff off. I googled it on the internet to say like what is it, and offhand I don't remember, but I do remember it's okay I was outside doing some yard work this morning, so yeah. I'm just gonna put this. Okay, well. Put the cheese in my bowl. clean off my thing. Okay. And now I can start cutting my cheese. Well, I'm keeping an eye on it. Everything I'm doing is actually right in the kitchen. Okay? Let's see that. Best thing I can say is that white is really what's called dried up cheese, I call it. Like when it's like dried up and you're like, oh, that's what I call it. That's really what that white stuff is dried up cheese. Even though it's packed and stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting the cheese. Okay, I'm going to make these into chunks. I'm keeping an eye on the water as well. Because once it comes to a roaring boil, which means it's bubbling, excuse me, that's when you add the pasta. In the meantime, you can do everything else. Okay? And if you have older kids, or if you're older and you're watching this, you can do this too. If you see how I'm cutting, I take the knife, I go down, and then on the other side, my two fingers are up. My fingers are up because I don't need any skin in this salad. And I just cut it. Put some together. I'm not going to take that part of that. Now the pasta salads I've gotten don't have a lot of cheese in them in my opinion, so I'm adding more cheese than normal. Okay? And that's fine. If you don't like a lot of cheese in your pasta, you like some, you make it to the way you like it and how you like to have it. Not the way that others do it. Okay? Maybe some people can't have cheese in their pasta. Or you don't like the cheese that's in that pasta. I think I was going to make pasta salad with mozzarella cheese, a brick of mozzarella cheese, but I was at my mom's house. I was like, I'm going to get this stuff, and then I forgot. I was actually trying to get back to Syracuse for something else. Yes, I live in Syracuse, so now you know where I live, where I'm taking out of. My mom lives an hour and a half away from me. She lives in Penn Yan, New York. She was born and raised there. She raised me in Syracuse with my dad. Okay, the cheese is in there. And the pasta is still not boiling hard. But that's okay. I'll get there. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to add some cherry tomatoes. Now, if you don't like cherry tomatoes, you don't have to add them. Okay? I'm not going to add all of them because I'm going to use these for something else. So I'm going to add about half. Now, a lot of cherry tomatoes are already washed. I like to just re-wash them. I don't know. It's just, I think I got in the habit with my grandmother. She always had to wash the vegetables when it came home from the grocery store. I do the same thing too. And washing is really, all it really is rinsing them. Okay? So, I'll do a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I want to save some of these for my other. I'm going to be making something else as well, so that goes in. And I like peppers. And so I went and I bought, I wanted 3 colors. I wanted yellow, red, and orange. But they only had, you could only choose from yellow and red. They didn't only have 3 colors, so I'm going to go with orange for SU. I'll use my peppers a little later for something else. Okay. Wash my pepper off. Washing just means that you're just putting water over it, you're rinsing it and stuff. Okay, that's all it is. A lot of times it's to take the it's not heating up. Ugh, driving me nuts. Okay, so I just use the same knife. Some people have like, oh no, you gotta use 10 different knives. I'm like, I'm not doing dishes. Okay, you get the seeds out. The pepper. This one, the seeds are going to come out really nice. I cut the pepper in half. Some take the seeds right out whole. That's okay. No big deal. Then I'm going to cut up my peppers. Some people like finely chopped peppers. Some like thick chopped peppers. It's your choice on how you want to do it. Okay. Try to take out this little white stuff in here. I don't like it. Well, it's starting to boil a little bit. I'm going to use a whole pepper in this. I like peppers. Stuff. So I'm doing this in more or less what you would call real time. So it's like if you're doing this with me, you can see like how I'm doing stuff. Sorry, there's a lot of pausing in between. Some of you may want red peppers, some of you want green peppers in here. It doesn't really matter what color peppers you put in. It's personal choice. It really. A lot of things we make are personal choices. And here's the thing too. When we cook, I always keep saying cooking is a science, and it really is. It's a science, it's an art. You're being creative. You're seeing what you like. Okay, this is starting to boil, so I'm starting to see some bubbles and stuff. So now I'm going to put the pasta in. There is not a lot of pasta in there. This is going to be like mostly vegetables and hardly any pasta. And it's okay. I thought I had more in there. It's okay. Not to worry. If I want to later, I can boil up some more pasta and add it to my salad. As you can see, I'm just doing it. I'm not worrying too much about it because, like I said earlier, cooking. Cooking is a science. Cooking is an art. Science is you're testing out seasoning. You're testing out different types of food. Also, another term is ingredients that make up something. You're adding your own flair to a meal and stuff. You don't, when we go with recipes, we're going to turn you down because that's, when it starts bubbling like this, immediately turn the temperature down. Don't let it keep going. Okay? That's the one thing I don't do, because what happens is that it boils over and you have a big mess. So I went from high down two numbers to a 5. So high is considered a 7 for me. It might be something a little different on your stove. You may have something called high, medium, low, medium, low, whatever. That was my old one. Yeah. So if you have a high, maybe go down to a medium high. Okay? Once you turn it down, if you think it needs to be brought up, you can then bring it back up. I'm going to bring it up like half. I'm going to do about 5.5 to see. And stuff. Throw this away. All right. Next, I'm going to add I'm mixing my vegetables up. Mixing my cheese and vegetables. So here's what it looks so far. I have the peppers, the tomatoes, and the cheese in there. Some of the cheese is kind of like stuck together because of how I cut it. So you can like kind of break it apart and stuff. Or else I can add right now, or I can add it later. Doesn't matter when you add it. Unless it depends on your taste. I'm going to add something called Italian dressing. You can add Italian dressing. Excuse me, this is Northern Italian. Or you can add a vinaigrette. This is a raspberry vinaigrette. You can add peach vinaigrette if you want a different taste. Okay? I'm just going to add Italian dressing on this. Move it all the way around. Yeah. Let's give you all the dressing. Pasta's going to be in there. Okay? Oh, I forgot to add the timer. I think that was 2 minutes that was boiling. If I remember correctly, that was the boil time. 8 to 10, okay. Well, I'll put it for 6 to 7. For this recipe, you want the noodles to be fully cooked, okay? So I have added all of that stuff in. I have had pasta salad with ripe olives. If you want ripe olives, put them in there. If you want celery, stick it in there. This is something, it's really easy to make. Kids can help you with it. And kids, teenagers, adults, you can make this too. Okay? I'm not going to be cutting anything else up. Not even for my next thing. For my next video. My next video is going to be a little bit easier too. Okay. And stuff. So, the dressing is in here. We're now just waiting for the noodles. Fully cook your noodles. Make sure you drain them out. Do not rinse them. Rinsing them takes all that starch out. You don't want that out, okay? If you need the starch water for another recipe that you're doing, like you're not just making pasta salad, you're making something else, you can do something and just scoop out the pasta, okay? And then just stick it in here, okay? So now it's a lot of waiting for this pasta to be done, okay? So I am going to pause it because it's going to take about another 5 minutes. And so you guys pause it and wait until the noodles are done. I should be coming back when we start straining them. Okay, everybody, it should almost be done. The way you check pasta is you take one little noodle of pasta, you try to bring it up, and you just do one. Blow on it so that it gets a little cool. Just right. Now I'm going to I have a strainer in my sink, so I'm going to just strain the pasta. and put it right in. Stir it up. Right now the pasta is warm. This might be a little bit overcooked because it's starting to come apart, but that's okay. It'll still taste good. You can chill it, or you can eat some of it a little warm. I like mine warm, or I'm going to try a little warm and stuff. And that's how you make pasta salad, okay? Not that hard. I made a small batch for me. If you have like a bigger family, same thing too. So, guys, take care now and have a safe day and stay hydrated. Today we are under a heat advisory, and of course I'm cooking. All right. Okay. Take care. Bye.